All right, so good afternoon, everyone. So I will be your first discussant for today's discussion, no? And my topic is all about the gender lenses of androcentrism, gender polarization, and essentialism. Now, before going to present the whole discussion, no, these theories, the gender lenses of androcentrism and gender polarization and essentialism and gender class, offers insights into the complex threads woven into our understanding about gender. So, fostering nuanced comprehension of diverse human experiences. And before anything else, let me first present to you my learning objectives. Okay, at the end of this lesson, the student will be able to define what is androcentrism, gender polarization, and essentialism. The second is to demonstrate empathy and respect towards individuals who challenges traditional gender norms. And the last one is to compare and contrast the gender lenses of androcentrism, gender polarization, and essentialism. Now, I have a question. uh, for your in your own idea, or you can search in your internet at home, what is androcentrism? Unsa din ni siya? Okay, Miss Tundag.
So, Androcentrism, it is a centering and normalization of men and men's perspective to the exclusion of women and non-binary people.
Okay, another meow.
So another term, no, is androcentrism is the cultural or societal perspective that prioritize or mapandingan ni Stundag centers on men, considering them as the standard as the standard or norm, and they often leading to marginalization of women experiences.
Okay, so last one we have Miss Sinalova. Miss Shobi.
Yeah, makakuan kaya kung one androcentrism is a practice or a conscious or otherwise of placing a masculine point of view at the center of one's worldview, culture, and history, thereby culturally marginalizing femininity.
Okay, so all your answers are correct, no? It is somewhat similar sa ako ang na-search. Okay, so, androcentrism class in ancient Greek, so ang pag-pronounce diyan niya class, no, is honor. Means to say that it is man or male. So, it is a perspective or ideology that places male experiences, perspectives, and values. So, kani siya nga view class is, it is a dangerous view nga iyang i-lessen ang mga babae. So, it marginalized the female's perspective. Now, I have a question. So, para ninyo, unsa man kaha ang opposite sa androcentrism? Okay, Miss Donor.
Um, Gynocentrism.
Okay, correct. So, sakto siya, no? The genocentrism class. So, genocentrism class is the opposite of androcentrism. When we say genocentrism class, it is the more focuses on the famous perspective, experiences, and values. But now, let's more focus on the androcentrism. So again, no, androcentrism is a male-centeredness nga, wherein it is a dangerous view nga iyang i-lessen ang mga kababaihan. Okay? Moving forward, I have provided some examples of androcentrism, no? Wherein the first one is that gender wage gap where women may be paid less than men for similar work. So, makita na nato sa first pa lang no nga, same ra sila og kanang trabaho, but mas gamay og sweldo ang babae kaysa sa lalaki. So, iyon ang gilisen ang femininity. The second one is the underrepresentation of women in political political positions, no, even before no, in ancient times ato pang world history nga ang mga babae ara ra gid sa balay, no, ara ra gid sa balay ang mo hold of political position is ang mga lalaki gid siya, no, even before. But now thanks to the mga revolutionary women nga ning kuan gid sila ning fight gid sila sa ilang rights as a women. And the last one is the limited focus on women's achievements in various fields. So makita na ni nato diri class nga example kana bitang sa work, like dugay na ka sa imong work nya kanang mas ang katong na-hire nga lalaki mas mao pa to siya mas mo dako og position, mas mo promoted pa siya sa dako nga position kaysa ikaw nya dili ma-recognize imong mga achievements dira sa company. So again, these are the examples of androcentrism, and naapa mo ika-add? Anyone? Okay. Yes, Miss Miao?
And another reason, no, kanang the use bitaw of the word mankind. Di ba sometimes kanang isulti na lang siya as mankind, which is example of androcentrism. Nag-use siya as kanang ang genetic masculine ang generic masculine nga term gi-use siya sa language, which is therefore siya og kanang marginalizing the experience and kanang contribution gihapon sa women. That's all, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, Miss Krishna.
Another thing is ang kanang kuan, ang kanang like sa mga kusog ba, like mga na siya nga babay raman ka, ayaw pag apil-apil na kay babay raman ka, which is the same sa situation katong sa pa pag-election gani sa si Lani Robredo SB kung sa as babae lamang. So, it is a way of kanang discriminating women nga pasabot nila nga ang women ka incapable of doing things nga men can do. But literally, women can do things which men can do also.
Okay, si last one, si Ate Adria.
So, okay, good afternoon. So, ang kanang perception sad sa men nga superior siya over sa women. Mao na ang kuan sa andronism. So, mao na akong idea.
Okay, thank you, no? Thank you sa inyong mga additional examples of androcentrism. Again, no, androcentrism is a male-centeredness nga nakasentro ra gyud siya sa mga lalaki sa ilang perspective, experiences, and values. Now, moving forward with the second lens of the gender, we have the gender polarization. So, namo idea ni class unsa ni gender polarization? Wala. Okay, si Tundag.
Kuan ma'am, gender polarization ma'am kay kuan na siya societal concept that tend to define femininity as masculining as opposite gender. So example ani ma'am kay males acceptable behaviors and attitudes are not seen as appropriate for women.
Okay, so si Royles, you are acknowledged.
So, kuan gender polarization kay it talks about sa similarities between male and female. Kung unsay magbuhat sa male nga murag dili siya ma-reflect nga magbuhat sa female like sa dress code mo na siya ang sa gender polarization.
Okay, so all your answers are very correct, no? Gender polarization, it refers to the division or the separation of people into distinct and opposing group that is based on their gender. Sa giingon pa ni Miss Jacqueline Patunda ganina nga societies tend to define femininity and masculinity as polar opposite gender. So, did you know, class, that the gender polarization is a concept created by the American psychologist Sandra Beam, which states that societies, no, again tend to define femininity and masculinity as polar opposite gender such that sa katong giingon ni Miss Tunda ganina nga male acceptable behaviors are not appropriate for women, and that is vice versa. Kung itagalog pa nato no, ang mga kilos at asal na ikinikilos ng isang lalaki ay hindi kaaya-aya para sa isang babae. At same rasad sila sa babae. Ang kilos at asal para sa mga babae ay hindi kaaya-aya para sa mga lalaki. And because of this gender polarization class no kay, it can contribute to inequality, discrimination, and limited opportunities for those individuals who challenges traditional gender norms. Now I have a question. Kinsa man ka ni nga mga individuals nga nin challenge sa traditional gender norms? Medalye, idea? Anyone who's got an idea? Okay, ako na lang, no? The individuals who challenges traditional gender norms is the LGBT community. But I am not against with them, no, because it's their own choice, it's their own path nga mao to ilang gipili. And lisod pod pilion, no? Lisod pod pangitaon ang imong happiness if mapugos ra ka, if dili ka interesado kung unsa imong gibuhat, no? Again, gender polarization, no, it refers to the reinforcement of the stereotypical gender roles where certain traits, behaviors, and responsibilities are associated with exclusively with either masculinity or femininity. So, kung ano siya class, strictly adhere to traditional gender norms. Kung babae ka, you tend to follow the rules and attitudes of being a woman. Kung lalaki ka, you tend to follow the rules and attitudes of being a man. And that one for that, no, I have again provided examples of gender polarization. So, encouraging boys to play with trucks and girls with dolls, reinforcing traditional gender roles. So, makita nato siya diri class nga traditional gender roles gid siya kay ang panglalaki is sa kanang truck and ang pabay kay sa katong manika-manika. And the second one is designating certain colors as gender specific like pink for girls and blue for boys. Kana ding mag-gender reveal class. Kasagaran, di ba? Two colors ra gina siya class kay ang para ma-identify nga ay babae akong anak, lalaki akong anak. So, ang blue for boys and pink for girls. So, for example, masud gihapon na siya class kanang ana bitaw magpabunyag, 'di ba? Ang kandila ana sa kanang mga gibunyagan kay dapat kanang pink ug blue ra man na para ma-identify dayon siya sa pari. And then sa kuan pod kanang sa kanang manganak. So sa katong pagpanganak sa akong kanang iya nakakita jud ko sa kanang ilan sa baby kay naa jud siya tag niya ang color ra jud ana niya class is blue and pink ra gyud na siya para ma-identify dayon nga ay girl and boy diini ang iyang anak. And the third one is that expecting mothers to be the primary caregivers and fathers to be the primary breadwinners. But nowadays class, 'di ba, nabali na no? Ang mama na maoy mahimong breadwinners niya, ang papa maunay naa sa balay, 'di ba? Okay, so napa mo ikapuno? Gender polarization? Yes, medalye.
Example is, ang kana ganing, if nila ang men kay i-as treated as gay, nila mo kayo bayot mo ka. It is a way to kana invalidate gani ang men's emotion. Dili kay tungod lalaki sila, dili na sila pwede mag-hilak, right? Dili na sila pwede magpakita og weaknesses. After all, we are all human that we feel emotions which is makasakit sa atoa, makakalipay sa atoa, and more.
Okay. That si Heridia, you are
In,
raising your hand.
in terms sad sa physical appearance no kay ang mga laki is mas dagko sila muscles kaysa babae so dali rang mailhan na kanilaki.
Okay. So thank you for the additional examples, no? So all your answers are very correct. So again, gender polarization class is nag-base jud siya sa gender roles sa ug unsa ka, no? If you are a man or a woman. And the third and the last lens of the gender is we have the essentialism. Okay, so essentialism in gender class, no, it is a belief that there are inherent, mo ana gitag inherent class kanang something permanent ni siya nga dili na siya nimo mausab, and immutable, unchanging and essential differences between men and women. So it is a fixed biological trait nga mag-refer na siya sa imong biological factors which is about sex. Kung so ma-determine na nimo ang sex at that time nga ipanganak na ka sa imong mama. Muana man dai na ang doktor dito, ay girl imong anak, ma'am, boy imong anak, because you have that biological factors. So again, this is a theory that posits that men and women are fundamentally different due to their biology. It is the way that we see differences between sexes. Okay? So moving forward, uh, again, the examples of essentialism in gender. We have first one, believing that women are naturally better caregivers and should be the primary nurturers in the families, while men are seen as providers. So, mo na to kung giingon ganina nga more on traditional gender norms goods, yeah. And the second one is expecting, no, individuals to adhere strictly to gender specific clothing norms, such as the belief that skirts are only for women and pants are only for men. But naamay mga babae ron nga magpants in class, di ba? And as I observe good nga, naapoy kanang magsayal sa lalaki kay for content creating kanang sa ilang create sa pag-vlog nila ba. And then the last one is that assuming that certain sports or physical activities are inherently more suitable for one gender over the other. Kani class kanang the notion that football is a man's activity, but as a nag-search ko ani class no kay naa may ubang mga babay nga mo play sila og football, but dili siya ingon nga common nga babay jud siya, because ang atong naandan nga ang muduwa gid ani ang lalaki nya. Ang sa mga babay pod nga the ballerina ba, the ballet, that it is only a women's activity, but did you know nga na ay mga lalaki nga mo are into ballet nya ang tawagan na nila class is ballerino na siya class, na ay movie ana nga katong kang songkang katong Navillera siya mo ining ganap as a ballerino. Okay, so again, no, gender polarization and essentialism class, no, is somewhat similar to each other. Why man? Because gender polarization are strictly adhere to kanang gender roles and attitudes, and the essentialism in gender class is kuan siya kanang nag-focus siya sa biological factors of men and women. Now, I have a question for you. No? How are we going to show empathy and respect to individuals who challenges traditional gender norms? Kung saan man ninyo pagpakita nga kanang musyo og suporta nila kay medalye.
One way to show na support ka sa katao is that um, di ka mag-judge sa iya ha. Because by judging, dira man gud makuha sa tao like ma-lower iyang self-esteem, no? So, in a way nga, dili lang unta mag-judge kay kung maunay makapalipay sa iya ha, and wala sa gitamakan nga tao, and wala sa gitamakan nga tao, then wala na kay pakiana. It is based naman na sa iyang happiness. Wala man ka kaniya gidaotan. Wala man ka kaniya gi apiki sa iyang pagkalipay, di ba? So, in order to show empathy is to not judge people.
Thank you for that, Christy. Miko.
Kuan. Sa kuan lang gipaingon lang ni Chris na is kuan lang gid is dili lang gid nimo siya kada bitaw di ka moingon nga imo fully support nga dito mo appeal kay kanila but dili nimo sila invalidate nga ang ilang gibuhat kay sayop kay para sa nimo nga na magay katungod ang tanan. So it is better you show support by not invalidating their efforts but not criticizing them also. Kung na ragod ka na ragong imura silang kanang mura ra kag di ka mo appeal pero ang suporta nimo is wagi ka nila ni invalidate kay para nimo sad nasa sila katungod sa ilahang kanang ilahang rights. Thank you.
Yes, correct, no? So, showing empathy and respect towards individuals who challenges traditional gender norms involves creating a supportive and understanding environment. So, sakto to ilang mga gipagsulti ganina, no? So, of course, I have also provided some ways to show respect and empathy to those individuals who challenges traditional norms. First one is that by active listening, no? When you umagtabi gani mo, so listen to what the person have said to you, because in listening makasabot man jud ta, no? We understand by listening, and by that we will analyze nga ingon ani di siya, nakasabot ko sa iyang sitwasyon, and by that when we listen man jud mura bag ma-feel nila ba nga ay tanggap ko ani niya, no? Ay dawat ko ani niya, ay kani nga person is kanang andam siya maminaw nako, no? The second one is to educate ourselves. So educating ourselves is kanang very important yun nga kanang makasabutan, no? Take the initiative to educate yourself ourselves, no? uh on the diversity about gender, and this by educating ourselves, no, this demonstrates a genuine interest nga andam ta mosabot nila, andam ta mosabot sa ilang experiences. And the third one is to ask open-ended questions. Unsa may pasabot ani class? Naamoy idea? Ask open-ended questions. Anyone? Okay, Miss Miko.
Kanang ang question is wala gid siya saktong answer but for more clarifications or kana bitong conversation kanang more on arguments and debates pero wala gid siya sakto nga answer.
Okay, so thank you for that. No, sakto siya nga. Avoid making avoid making assumptions nga kana bitang murag ang imong question kay murag naka-offend nila ba, kay ma-offend man guna sila class, like malain ba ay lain na niya ungin ana. So we have to be careful sa atong ibang storya nila, sa atong ipabangutanan nila, and let them guide the discussion. Imris, naka-idea? Ah, okay. So to continue class, no, ask open-ended question, no, that invite the person nga mo share siya sa iyang experiences and situations nga kana bitang ma-feel niya nga ay dili man ko ani ko aning kanang comfortable ra ko ani nga mo ah kanang mustorya, kay anda man sila maminaw nako. Okay? And next is the respect boundaries. So, kaning i-respect, ang pagrespeto do, no? Respecting our each boundary. So, everyone, kitang tanan na agi boundaries, no? And with, kung macross gani ng natong line, of course, lahi na nga story, no? It creates another story. Because everyone has comfort level. Be mindful of everyone's comfort level and respect their boundaries. And so sakto, if dili of mo choose sila nga ay dili lang ko sa oy kay di pa ko ready mo share. So of course you have to understand you have to wait for the right time nga musulti siya sa unsa iyang gibati kay lain man pud kayo og imo siyang i-force, you will instill maka-instill man ka ana niya fear. Okay, so respecting each boundaries is very important since we are a human, so of course mo respeto gid tas usag-usag. Okay, moving forward is to express support. So kanang importante gini siya class to nga mo express tag support nila kay kuan, it will encourage them, uh it will serve them as kanang motivation lang ba nga ay kay naa ako kay naa ni sila suporta nila ako, so it will serve them as
Ano ba, narata
motivation
dahil karamanggahan dia dapat.
mo take sa courage nga
Oh?
kanang yes, yeah, Kimres, nag-raise kas imong hand. Okay, moving forward lang
Bitan na
no?
niya.
Okay. So, kaya to siya, no? Expressing our support, no? Importante dyan ni siya, class, nga mo express tas atong suporta nila, no? Nga, ma-feel na to nga, kanang, para pud ma-feel nila ba nga, kanang welcome sila nga makighalubilo na to ba? And by that, we will also acknowledge their authenticity and existence. Moving forward is that we have to avoid judgment. Of course, sa katong giingon ni Miss Krishna ganina nga avoid judgment lang yun, no? O, kung mahimo class or if dili man jud mahimo gani nga kanang dili ka kapang kalabak og storya, no? Ara na las imong kaugalingon, own mind dalang nimo ba nga ingon ana dinhi siya kay ug kuno man gud nang i-pick ka sa tao class kay possible man gud masakitan man gud ang tao ana. Now na ako'y i-share ninyo nga kanang igsuon ni siya sa akong kababata before, and then kuan siya kanang magpagamit siya, and then nahibaw-an man sa kanang murag iyang silingan ngadto sa boarding ba, gi-judge bitaw siya maayo mo to nga na-depress siya nya pag adto sa iyang igsuon nahibong na lang siya nga iyang maguwang kay wala na, nagbitay na sa sira. So importante jud siya class no nga avoid judgment lang yun nga dili ta makapasakit og laing tao. Okay, now the next one is to affirm their identity. No, affirm the person's identity and expression nga use their preferred name and avoid questioning or challenging their identity. Now naana sa ko i-share ninyo class kanang teacher ni siya, kauban ni siya sa akong mama. And then, natoy time nga, kana bitang, giningkuyog ko sa iyang school, kay tabangan ako siya sa iyang evaluation. And then, naayo siya ka teacher nga, member siya sa LGBTQ. And then, kanang, iya bitang paramit kay babay kaayo ba, and then, mauwaw bitaw ko mo approach kay, ma-confuse ko ba. And then, muto nangutan ako nga, unsaon din siya pag-address, unsaon din siya pagtawag para dili bitaw siya ingon nga kanang ma-offend bitaw kay lain pud kayo ug tagon ako siya og sir nga babay kay siya sinuluban. So mo to siya ni ana akong mama nga tawagan na lang siya Miss, and by that gitawag siya nako Miss, and wala siya ning reklamo because kay ning nangutan naman ko sa akong mama nga mao ditoy itawag niya para ma-feel niya nga welcome siya. Okay, moving forward we have is to continue learning and growing. So, continue to ongoing learning, and imo siyang i-expand ang imong pag-analyze, imong critical thinking about how gender is very diverse and inclusivity, no? Be open to feedback, and of course be open to continue learning and growing, and be open also to evolve your perspective sa imong pagsabot about the gender about how gender is very diverse. And by that, we have the similarities and differences of the three lens of the gender. Uh, okay, now again, the similarities and differences of the gender lenses of androcentrism, gender polarization, and essentialism. So again, androcentrism is a male-centered perspective, no? Sa kung giingon ganina, nga it centers around men. And it is a strong, a dangerous perspective nga iyang ilesen ang femininity. And we have the gender polarization that it defines femininity and masculinity as polar opposite genders. And the essentialism in gender is a view that a gender is affects a biological or social trait that does not vary among individuals or over time. So overall, no, overall kani nga mga gender lenses of gender is that it underscores the complexity and diversity of gender constructs and fostering a more inclusive and human identity. So kato siya class, mo to siya ang three lens of gender na androcentrism, the gender polarization, and essentialism. Now, questions. Now may questions? Wala? So, by that, no, I hope that naamoy nasabtan sa akong discussion about the gender lenses of androcentrism, gender polarization, and essentialism. Now, in conclusion, class, no, with my discussion about the three lens of gender, no, it is very crucial for fostering a more inclusive and equitable society and where diverse perspectives na and identities are acknowledged and valued. So by that, uh, again, thank you for listening to my discussion about the gender lenses of androcentrism and essentialism. Okay, these are my references, and thank you. Thank you, everyone.